So I decided to take a look here at the Real Clear Politics average on polling for the general election. And I have the Trump versus Clinton numbers, and I have the Bernie versus Trump numbers. Now, an important question moving forward is, what would be a safer general election for the Democrats? Well, it turns out that answer is exactly the same as it was on day one when they first started doing these polls. And that's that Bernie Sanders is a much better general election candidate. Now, it's fair for people to say, well, we don't know because 1,000 things could happen in a general election and perhaps that would change at some point and the numbers would move at some point. That's a fair counterpoint, but it is not fair and it is certainly not legitimate to say that this means nothing. You can say, hey, I don't weigh it as the end-all be-all. That's fair. But to say that it means absolutely nothing and that it's not true that right now Bernie is a better candidate than Hillary Clinton, that's just factually incorrect in a general election. So let's take a look at the last three polls for each scenario here. So first we have on the Trump versus Clinton front, we have public policy polling. They have Clinton up by 6 percentage points. So you say, okay, that's a fairly wide margin that, not sure you can sleep on that, but it's close enough where, okay. Then we have CNN ORC has Hillary up 13 points, so goddamn. There's one where you go, okay, wow. So perhaps we don't have to worry about Trump in a Trump versus Hillary race. But then we have Rasmussen, who has Trump up 2 percentage points. Damn. Now, Rasmussen is kind of known to be a little bit right-leaning, so you can say, I'm not sure I trust those that much. But when you look at the overall average for all the different polls that have been done on this, you have Hillary up 6.4 percentage points. Again, that's decent, but it's not, you can't rest assured on that, and you can't sleep on that because anything can happen if it's just a 6 percentage point lead over time. You don't know, and a lot of this depends, again, on how they're going to run their campaigns. But now let's go ahead and take a look at Bernie versus Trump. So we have public policy polling has Bernie up over Trump in a head-to-head general election race, 11 percentage points. Okay, pretty solid. But the others, I'm sure, are not that much, right? Well, let's take a look at CNN ORC. They have Bernie up 16 percentage points. That's the biggest lead of anybody yet. Okay, but you say, well, there was one poll there that had Hillary down to Trump, so obviously there's going to be one that has Bernie down to Trump. In our third poll here, the IBD-TIPP poll, you have Bernie up 12 percentage points. In fact, when you look at the Real Clear Politics average of all the polls done on Bernie versus Trump in a head-to-head race, Bernie is up 13 percentage points. He more than doubles the lead that Hillary has over Trump. As of right now, this is not an open question. We know who the better general election candidate is. And furthermore, there are other polls that were just released right before I came on air here. I think NBC News was one of them, and there was another one that was another. And it showed that when you look at the swing states, so you look at Ohio, you look at Florida, and there was one other in there. I'm blanking on which one. Bernie Sanders is up over Trump in those swing states more than Hillary Clinton is up over Trump in those swing states. And on top of that, Hillary Clinton has super high unfavorables in Florida specifically, they mentioned. Now, Trump does too, but Hillary, I think she's negative 20 in favorability. Oh boy. Oh boy. So this idea, this narrative that, well, obviously Hillary Clinton would be a general election candidate, that's birthed out of nothing but establishment wisdom 101, and that so-called establishment wisdom has been wrong every step of the way so far.